and we're going to just talk a little bit about discussions. So go ahead and click on the discussions area of your course. And when you do, you don't have any discussions yet, so it's empty, right? But you do see this. So in addition to adding a new discussion, you can have pinned discussions. Pinned discussions will always show on the top. All right, so why would you use pinned discussions? Well, if you want to have Q&A with the instructor, all right, like, I don't understand Canvas, I have a question. Maybe that's the pinned discussion. It's never going to close. This section of your course is active discussions, things that are currently available for students to comment on. As soon as you don't want that to be open anymore, you can drag them into this section, closed for comments. Students will still be able to read them, see the whole discussion flow, but they won't be able to comment on it anymore. All right? You might need that sometimes if you got like a hot topic. We're done talking about it. Just drag it into there. We're done. I don't need to hear what you have to say about it anymore. We're getting into that weird, wacky season in this country where we're going to start talking about elections and stuff can get hot quick, right? So maybe we're just like, all right, we're done. Move it down.
And having people involved a lot.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. With discussions? Oh yeah. Discussions is the scariest thing to K-12 teachers ever. Because they can say whatever they want and you might not see it right away, right? So this, discussions to a K-12 teacher is like a nightmare.
The teacher gets in trouble for everything.
Sure, it's your fault. If someone goes on there and writes F word in capital letters, it's my fault, right? I'm going to get the phone call. So yeah, discussions. Discussions for a K-12 teacher are a nightmare. Anyway, to create a new discussion, you just click on the plus discussion button. This looks similar, right? We've been here before. We know what this is. We know what we can do here. So anything you could just do in your assignment page, you can do all those same things with the discussion. But you would use a discussion very differently, right? So discussion really is something where you want students to interact with your question and most likely with one another. That's the nice piece about using this assessment type. So in addition to creating your discussion and asking students to do what it is you want them to do, you can also attach files. Don't forget, you can also put in files this way. If you have files, you can insert any of that content over here. Here are your options when you get to discussions. You have a lot fewer with discussions than you do with assignments. So you can allow threaded replies. You probably should always allow threaded replies. All right? Otherwise, it's going to be just a big blob. Okay? What threaded replies is going to allow you to do, and Steve and I have already discussed that it doesn't do it very well right now, but you can differentiate between, who's replying to who. There's a space in between the responses with a threaded reply. Otherwise, it's just going to be a long blob of words. This one I do like. Users must post before seeing replies. That way, the student who thinks they have an original idea, even though 50 people have already posted before them, isn't going to feel bad. They still can post that idea. Or, in K-12, it keeps Sally from copying Michael's and just posting it on the board. All right? Well, I didn't know if it happened at your level too. All right. So, that's a really nice feature. Users must post before seeing replies. They can be graded or not. So if you do want them to be graded, it's going to ask you those graded questions down at the bottom, like how do you want it to show. And then you can allow that liking feature. So liking is just going to, like you saw this morning, you had the ability to give it a thumbs up. You can have it be so only graders can like, and you can have it sort by likes. So if you have sort by likes and your student's post has 20 likes, that one's going to float up to the top, and that'll be up at the top. So you can kind of use it as a voting thing. You can have group discussions. So if you enable group discussions, then the students who are in the blue group are only going to be able to see the posts from the other students who are in the blue group. So that is something that you can enable there. You are going to get the available from and until date if you want to use that. You can say how many points you want it to be worth. Again, you can say how you want that to show.
Oh, it doesn't have a do button.
It does. It's down at the bottom. Yep. You can require peer reviews on a discussion. I don't know. Wow. I don't know how we would use that. Maybe you would use it with art. The art thing. The art thing. Sorry, Richard.
Well, I don't know. You could use it really for any topic that
Yeah, you
involved
could.
ideas.
You could.
know.
Especially in the graduate, especially in the master's level courses.
Yeah.
You know how you would use it? A lot of times in the discussion board, it's not just for discussion, especially for online or when you have too many people in the class.
Mhm.
You have them post their presentation or their Google Doc or whatever,
Oh, sure.
and they attach it or they link
Oh, that'd
and
be
you
good.
peer review that.
That's a great idea. Yeah. All right.
Um,
So now I have something I can add to my bag of tricks. Thank you very much. Now I know how we would use this.
So Canvas doesn't have a native auditing tool.
Yeah.
The peer reviews wouldn't be made public though, because I was thinking about like requiring posts, have this automatically say you have to go comment on this person's blog, but it wouldn't be public.
Yeah, that wouldn't be, the peer reviews wouldn't be public that way. Yeah.
if you have discussions that are topics that are particular to each of the units, if you have a course of 4 units,
Mhm.
and you want only one unit to be visible at a time, you basically pull everything down into closed for comments, except for what you want them to see.
Or, because we have our classes built with modules, so if we're only working on unit 2 right now, maybe that's the only one that students can access in our modules.
Okay, I'm building in discussions, I haven't built these in.
Sure, so,
Wait a second here, oh, I'm starting to
you get it?
yes, I could add a discussion.
We're gonna add those discussions
into a
into the
module.
Right, these things, even though we created it here, now we can add this to the module. And we're gonna have to, or otherwise the students can't see it, because the students can't get to this section of our course, we hid it from navigation. So we're gonna have to put this discussion into a module. Alright, down here is where you say who you want to assign it to. And then again, you're going to get save and publish, or save or cancel. Alright. How can you use, there's tons of ways that we can use discussions. Somewhere in here, I thought I had an art review in one of these courses. I thought it was in here. Let's see. It's the little guys. Oh, here it is. Alright. So it doesn't always have to be words, okay? Even though I use this for an example for younger kids, in this one, I wanted students to comment on each other's artwork. So they took pictures of their artwork, and they uploaded it. Clearly, they stole these images from Flickr, and they didn't actually create them themselves. But what I asked them to do was upload their art, and then I asked the students to comment on each other's work. So discussions don't have to be just words. It could be things like upload your video and have students comment on each other's videos, or you could have them do, reviews of movies and have them upload that instead. It doesn't have to be words. So I hear frantic typing, so I think you're probably building a discussion. Go ahead and build a discussion.